Good morning, everybody. My name is Jeff Mahachek. I do a weekly video on LinkedIn to kind of pay it forward to the design community and to let everybody know I'm available for fractional design leadership, which is a fancy way of saying pay me to be your part-time design VP. What I wanted to talk about this week was a design best practice that comes up a lot in design reviews, and so I thought I'd share my thoughts on it, which is this idea of do it once, do it really well. So we've all seen experiences or pages where the same call to action might be represented multiple times on a page. This could also apply to chunks of content. The same chunk of content can appear multiple times on a page. So there's this kind of like age-old kind of acronym that I learned that helped me kind of spot those issues and why that's an issue. And that's the VIMM model. So if you're not familiar with it, it's VIMM. Visual, intellectual, memory, motor. And it's a good like kind of litmus test for usability of a website experience or an app experience, which is this idea that you want to reduce all of these. You want to reduce the cognitive load of a user to interact with your experience. So you want fewer visual elements. You want fewer elements that require someone to use their intellect. You want fewer moments that requires them to use their memory, and fewer moments to require them motor, which would be like moving the mouse around or tapping on something else, opening and closing in menus. The more you can reduce these, the more you reduce the cognitive load and the friction that somebody has using your website. Even if it's like a subconscious friction, the kind of thing a user would never say, but still has to process. So in this example, let's say you've got a page with 3 calls to action that all do the exact same thing. We've all seen pages like this. We've all experienced pages like this. What's going to go on in a user's brain, even if they don't realize they're doing it, is they're going to ask the question, are these somehow different? Just because they look the exact same, the user somewhere is going to go, well, they put it on the page 3 times. Maybe this one goes somewhere else than that one goes. Which one of these 3 am I supposed to click on? I'm not entirely sure. And that's really using their intellect to make a decision. So by putting the 3 calls to action, you might be thinking we've increased the odds of somebody clicking on the thing, but in actuality, you've kind of increased the friction of somebody clicking on the thing. Similarly, you've added visual noise. Now that there's 3 elements on a page, their eye is going to have to do a little bit more work to take in all of that content and kind of decipher it. This one really doesn't play into memory. Motor, if they're kind of like trying to find and scan up and down and like look at the differences maybe a little bit, but this is really about the visual and the intellectual. So what I always do when I'm in design reviews with teams is to look for those moments where, oh, hey, this thing has appeared more than once. It's occurred in more than one area. And I always say, hey, what if we just did it one time to the best of our ability? Would it be the evolution of one of these like elements on the page where it's like, that's actually the best version of it, but let's kind of elevate it a little bit or do something about it to make it even better? Is it, you know what, these three things are all competing. Let's kind of start from scratch. How would we really do this the way we start with? But I find it's a really great design exercise to focus a page, increase conversion, and really get the user to feel super confident in what they're doing and what they're going to accomplish in that moment. So that's my little thing for you all this week. So if you're working on a product, an app, a website, whatever it is, and you're looking at it and going, I've put the same thing on the page twice, this is the thing I'd like you to remember, the VIMM model, VIMM, visual, intellectual, memory, motor, and say, what if I only did it once and did it right? So with that, again, Jeff Mahachek, available for kind of fractional design leadership. If anyone has any questions or things you want me to talk about in an upcoming video, feel free to message me, and nice seeing y'all. Have a great week. Bye.